folks. Thanks so much for joining us. This is Healthy Happenings with Dr. Holly Lucille, brought to you by Natural Partners. It's January. I've been hearing a lot of people going on cleanses, talking about detoxification. So I thought, what better to talk about than our environment and the toxins that are in our environment and how much they affect our health. And who better to do that with than the esteemed Dr. Walter Crinnion. Dr. Crinnion, thanks for joining me.
Oh, Holly, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, you're one of the foremost leading people in environmental medicine. And it was interesting. I read a bit about you, and I know a lot about you. You were the first graduating class of Bastyr. So not only John Bastyr, Joe Pizzorno, Bill Mitchell were your teachers. Luckily for you, they became your friends. And I think what I realized, because you were my teacher, all of us share as naturopathic doctors this philosophy of identifying and treating the cause. And it was really interesting. I read that you were practicing great naturopathic medicine and were seeing people not progressing as much as you thought they should, using our least invasive methods to diagnose and treat. And that's what caught you as far as understanding the environmental influences and how much they affect people's clinical presentations and health.
Yeah, really, it was working with people who had chronic health problems because of food allergies, basically. Asthma, angina, eczema, arthritis, even, of course, chronic fatigue and all the just not feeling good, all those bad things. And I find the foods that were causing the problem, they'd stop eating them. These health problems would go away. But 6 weeks later, they're going, when can I eat the food again? So eating those foods was the cause of their migraine or whatever else, but what was the cause of them reacting to the foods? So it's looking at taking causation at a different level. And the farther down in levels I got, the more I realized the old naturopathic concept of a toxic liver, it was really environmental burden. So that was what got me into cleansing. Once I started down that rabbit hole, then you had people with chemical sensitivity showing up and autoimmunities and chronic neurologic diseases, all of which were caused by a burden of the total load of environmental pollutants in their body.
So how much of a factor do you think that environmental pollutants play in today's chronic diseases?
Well, for all the major diseases, they are major factors. Just for instance, heart disease, which people think is, cholesterol. Well, cholesterol is like maybe 33% of the risk, but vehicular exhaust, urban pollution, primarily from diesel exhaust, is a far greater risk factor than anything else. As a matter of fact, in every major city across the globe this has been studied, within 1 to 2 days after a peak in vehicular exhaust, fatal heart attacks increase dramatically.
Unbelievable. And well, I guess I should say believable. It's so great that we're talking about this because I think, as you said, when people think about cardiovascular disease, hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol, they think about sort of, contributing factors that they know, but boy, they're not thinking about our environment and vehicular exhaust and things like that. So give me an example from all of your work for diseases that is an example of how they can be avoided or even reversed.
Well, let's start with some of the endocrine ones right now: obesity, diabetes, infertility. Yeah. So now car exhaust also is associated with obesity and diabetes. It's not just drinking the big gulps, it's breathing city air.
Air and breathing, something that's pretty essential that we do every single day, and we do it most involuntarily.
Yeah,
so it's a problem.
A minute, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So one of the other big ones are the plasticizers known as phthalates, which are in all fragrances. The low molecular weight phthalates are in all the fragrances, the colognes, the perfumes, plus in foods, if you heat foods in saran wrap or that other kind, those types of things. So the higher the level of phthalates in one's urine, the bigger the belt size. Yeah. And the more problems with blood sugar issues.
Right. And so obviously there's ways to test these things. And I'm sure with all the patients that you see, understanding and teaching how to avoid exposure as much as possible, what are some of the most important nutrients that people can be aware of when they're battling this pervasive environmental pollution?
Well, first, as you said, with phthalates, you really don't need to do any detox on phthalates. Just stop exposing yourself.
Yeah,
and then within a week, they'll be gone from your body. Yeah. Really. But the big nutrients are every single person that is environmentally burdened turns out to be deficient in magnesium. And it's because the toxicity makes their body acidic and their urine acidic, and then magnesium just follows all the little hydrogen ions out in the urine. So you're depleted. So so they're always low in that. And the other big one is glutathione. Those are the two major deficiencies. And since we're all burdened with environmental pollutants, I mean, according to the CDC, where they have measured everybody, a number of residents in the United States, not everybody, but they, met 20,000 people, right, in the United States so far in the last decade. For 246 environmental pollutants, they found over 120 in everybody. In everybody. That's 50% of what they've measured. So you and I and everybody, well, maybe not you and I, but everybody else has at least 120 pollutants rolling around in them of the ones they've measured.
So obviously, this is a huge issue. Like I said, it's January. People are talking about taking a break, helping to get some of these things out, magnesium, glutathione. You've got so many other opinions on this subject. And so you've got a podcast called the Crinnion Opinion, right? People can learn more about everything environmental from the CrinnionOpinion.com. And Walter, I know that you just co-authored a book with Dr. Pizzorno, but you also have a book called The Clean, Green, and Lean, Get Rid of the Toxins That Make You Fat. Where can people find that?
Now that's on Amazon, and it will take people through their refrigerators and through every room in the house to help them reduce their toxic burden in their homes and in their meals, plus dietary suggestions to help move more of the pollutants out of their body.
All right, there you go, folks. Dr. Walter Crinnion. You can go to CrinnionOpinion.com for more information. And from Healthy Happenings and me, Dr. Holly Lucille, thanks for spending some of your day with us. We'll see you next time.